adventure begins on a Tuesday night. The kids from the loft are ready to fight. 30 years running, we ain't gonna fail. It's another great night for spinning a tale. Our adventure begins with a quick recap, a character sketch and a digital map. Get out our dice and make a roll or two. Raise up our glasses and toast our brew. What game are we playing tonight? What wrongs are we gonna set right? Let's kick some ass and take some names in tonight's incarnation of Dream Slayer's game. Arrive with a vicious attack, a swift blindside that takes us aback. But don't worry though, it'll all be just fine, especially if we all roll 69. What game are we playing tonight? What wrongs are we gonna set right? Let's kick some ass and take some names in tonight's incarnation of Dream Slayer's game. Roll 'em, if you got 'em. Roll 'em, if you got 'em. Roll 'em, if you got 'em.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Marvel Galaxies with the Children of the Blindfather. We got a few people missing tonight, so it's going to be just a little sporadic, probably, but we shall see how the evening goes. And I'm going to kind of skip over most of all the pleasantries and just kind of jump right into our little recap of last session, so we can just jump right into it. Last time on Marvel Galaxies, the Children of the Blindfather arrived at the massive Sword and Shield space station, leaving Hyboria and their chaotic run-in with Yondu and the Ravagers behind them. Although the Ravager escaped with his ship in a cloud of grumbling curses, the family had secured what they came for, an audience with Nick Fury and the mysterious organization known as Sword and Shield. There, in the cold metal halls of the floating fortress, the family was brought before the crew. Tony Stark, the brilliant but slightly tipsy genius behind the guardsman tech, Maria Hill and Abigail Brand, the steely hands behind Sword and Shield's operations, and finally Dr. Hank McCoy, also known as the Beast. It was the Beast who delivered the biggest revelation. Genetically, there was no doubt the children are the biological offspring of Scott Summers, aka Cyclops. But somehow, time itself had bent around them. Their lost family, Rachel and Nathan Summers, whom the family assumed would be older than they are apparently, currently, roughly the same age as Thalia and Jace. The mystery deepened, but the path forward became clear. To find Rachel and Nathan, the family must follow what little trail remains. And that path leads them to the new mutant haven, New Krakoa. At Fury's recommendation, they have now been deputized as honorary agents of Sword and Shield, and kind of assigned their first mission. Travel to the dark and dangerous planet Noir and locate an AWOL operative, a man by the name of Old Man Logan. His last known location lies somewhere in the shadows of Noir's rain-slick streets. And now, we rejoin the Children of the Blindfather as they stand in the shadow of a legend, the SS Enterprise, helmed by the renowned Captain Jean-Luc Picard, prepping to embark on the next leg of their journey. So, you guys have made your way at this point to the docking platform of Sword and Shield, accompanied by one of its most seasoned captains, a man of quiet confidence and unwavering principle, Captain Jean-Luc Picard. As you guys enter the docking bay, he gestures toward the looming silhouette behind him, sleek and radiant under the lighting. "She's not the grand vessel she used to be," he says with a touch of reverence. "But the Enterprise carries with her the legacy of explorers, defenders, and peacemakers. She'll serve us well." And before you, floating in the blackness of the docking bay, the Enterprise glides silently, like a gleaming rapier of brushed steel and star-forged alloys. She's a beautiful piece of work. Her lines are unmistakable, a wide, curved saucer section tapering back to dual thrusters glowing a faint blue. Restrained elegance, designed for swift action. So there's been kind of a silent member of the party through all of the goings on here on Sword and Shield. He's just been kind of standing in the background and just watching things unfold. Maximus, your inhuman companion, still with the family at this point, standing off to the side, away from the rest of you, staring out of viewport at the stars. And as Captain Picard is kind of introducing the Enterprise to you, Maximus turns and his cloak billows gently. His usual smug expression is tempered, calm, maybe a little bit reflective. He approaches Jace slowly as you're kind of gazing up at this massive starship. "Jace, a moment?"
Sure.
"I think this is where we part ways, young prince."
Oh, really?
"There's something ancient buried in the DNA of this station, something that hums beneath the floors and whispers in the walls. It speaks to me, and I must listen. There are others of my kind, of your kind, here. And I know it would be easy for me to return to Attilan, which is where I've been aching to go, but there is something here. There are children here that, like you, like me, that perhaps I might be able to convince to come back with me. I wish I could convince you, but I think we both know the answer to that question."
Gotta stick with my family.
"You don't need me hovering over your shoulder anymore. You're blooming, Jace, becoming something vast. You'll hear the call when the time is right, and when that moment comes, I trust you'll make the right decision." He turns to the rest of the family and he says, "To the rest of you, thank you for not killing me when you had the chance. Truly, you are a rare breed, kind, in a universe that has shown its callousness. But beware, that kindness you carry will be tested. You may find one day that mercy has a cost. He gives a little bow, maybe a little bit too theatrical. Travel well, children of the Blindfather. I shall keep your secrets. He turns to walk away, and he brushes past Jace one more time. And as he passes you, Jace, he whispers something in your ear, only audible enough for you to hear. And it's a strange phrase, but a parting gift for you. Red skies at morning. The dreamers take flight.
Like, oh, cool poetry. Bye.
I'll look at Griffin and go, did he just threaten us?
I'm pretty confident. Do we need to take him down? I'll do this.
Well, no, he said it. That our generosity would come back to haunt us. Like, he thanked us for not killing him, and then he said that our mercy would come back to haunt us. We showed him mercy. Is he coming back to haunt us?
Yes, I mean, this is why I think we should express our generosity with my fists.
We just need to keep an eye if he ever comes back, I believe.
Okay, we'll do it your way. Can I separate one eyeball? I'll just take one eyeball, just separate it out, and have it just kind of track him for a little bit before eventually it just like comes back.
And I'm gonna have my eyeballs go, and I go, that's cool.
Yeah, and you're able to kind of track him without him noticing, or at least he doesn't seem to notice. And he goes back to the lift and gets on board. Do you want to go up with him?
No, I can't actually go that far.
Okay.
I can't, with my current powers, I don't think it can really go that far.
I mean, you probably could send it, but then you just have to regenerate that eye.
Yeah.
He'd be standing in the lift, and then all of a sudden he'd hear this wet
Squish.
squelch.
Ew.
Who left that there?
It's almost worth doing.
It is almost worth doing, but no, I refrain. I just watch him get onto the lift and then.
And when your eyeball returns to you, Captain Picard gives a little shudder. He says, "Well, if you're all ready."
Yeah. Yep, all ready.
And those badges that you were given are identical pretty much to the badge that Picard wears on his uniform. And he reaches up and he taps it. And he says, "Mr. Selvig, beam us aboard." And then all of a sudden, you are enveloped in this kind of twinkling energy light that sparkles around you, and you are transported from where you stand onto the transportation deck of the Enterprise. The air shifts when you arrive. Recycled air, but cool. And the room itself hums with quiet energy. There's a man standing at a console as you all arrive, and you look down, and there's these little circular pads that are underneath you that apparently were part of the technology responsible for transporting you here onto the ship. This is your first time teleporting, and it's a little jarring at first, but not necessarily unsettling. You don't get sick or anything like that. This is technology that, has been perfected beyond a shadow of a doubt. And Jace probably is like, ooh, that's cool. Let's do that again.
Yeah. Can I keep beep 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 beep? It's cool.
Yeah, and you touch the badge, and yes, it beeps just like his, and you speak into it, and then it kind of echoes in all the badges of the rest of the family. And Picard says, "Let me take a moment, and I'll teach you how to use that once we show you to your quarters. You can get a lot of feedback if you just do it in too close proximity and you don't know what you're doing."
Trust me, he doesn't know what he's doing.
But if you'll follow me to the bridge, I will introduce you to the Enterprise's senior staff. They'll be your comrades on this journey and stand amongst the finest Sword and Shield has to offer. And I'm going to activate a little map for you. Should look somewhat familiar to some of you. And of course, it's going to take its time to get you there. You do walk down a few corridors to get to your destination, and as you approach certain doors, they open automatically to allow entrance in. They are actually keyed into the badges that you wear, just for the record. You end up walking onto the main bridge of the Starship Enterprise. The bridge opens up in warm tones of beige and gold, a sweeping horseshoe-shaped command console before a massive screen projecting star maps and incoming data streams. The command chair sits at the center, flanked by sleek terminals and accented lighting. It's all clean, purposeful, yet surprisingly comfortable, designed for logic and leadership in equal measure. Captain Picard approaches the command chair and turns to address the family. Let me introduce you to the senior staff. First, this is Commander Data, and he gestures to a tall figure with pale skin and white hair. My most trusted officer and second in command. His mind is faster than 1,000 processors and as sharp as any blade, though his understanding of humor remains a work in progress. Data bows stiffly, eyes scanning each of you with uncanny precision. Next up, we have Lieutenant Commander Ellen Ripley, nodding to a tall, hardened woman with sharp eyes and a stance like coiled steel. Our head of security. You will find no one more dependable in the face of chaos, and she's seen more than most ever will. Ripley gives a curt nod, arms crossed, sizing you up. Dr. Eric Selvig, the gentleman who transported us aboard, right here. Tall, middle-aged blonde man in a red and black uniform gives a half salute, eyes bright with manic energy. Head of engineering. Brilliant, eccentric, occasionally forgets where he puts his shoes. But when the hull's failing and gravity's gone mad, you'll be glad he's on board. Selvig grins absent-mindedly and mutters something about quantum filtration. Lieutenant Commander J. Jonah Jameson III, our first helmsman and away team lead. Young, focused, and the son of a much louder man whom I had the pleasure of attending college with. Unlike his father, this one keeps his voice low and his eyes sharp. Jameson, all business, stands tall and nods, his jaw set like stone. And finally, Dr. Moira McTaggart, the ship's doctor and mutant biologist. She knew your father very well, from what I understand. Moira smiles warmly, her eyes lingering on each of you with curiosity and a little bit of sentimentality. Dr. McTaggart, I will leave them in your charge. If you wouldn't mind showing them to their quarters, we'll prepare the bridge for takeoff here within the next half hour. Aye, aye, Captain. And Dr. McTaggart begins to lead you back the way that you came into the hallway and down the clean, quiet halls of the Enterprise to your quarters. Some of you will have to share rooms, but each of them holds cushioned beds set into the wall, a small terminal with access to the ship's database, and a circular window with a view of the stars. The soft hum underfoot reminds you that you're not on land anymore. There's kind of a little central area here, kind of in the midst of all of the individual rooms where you all can kind of gather as a family. And Moira kind of shows you around. She shows you the terminals just a little bit, but you can see something kind of prying at her. And it doesn't take much for you to probably deduce exactly what that might be after Picard's introduction.
Just look at her. So, how did you know Scott?
Well, quite a bit of a long story, but I suppose we've got the time. I've been a member of Sword and Shield for many years, and I became very interested in the society that was the mutant population. They were a very closed group, kept mostly to themselves. Occasionally we would have dealings with them. They would send envoys to Sword and Shield, and we would work hand in hand with them. But they had their own life, their own agenda. I traveled to Krakoa and was the emissary for Sword and Shield for the mutant race. My initial thought was to go and to study them. There was a man who welcomed me with open arms, much to the chagrin of some of his senior students and peers. A man by the name of Charles Xavier. It's funny, Captain Picard reminds me quite a bit of Charles. I suppose I must just have a thing for bald men. But yes, I went to study, but instead I found love and passion with Charles. I spent the better part of half a decade on Krakoa, studying some, but more learning. One of his students that was a bit standoffish at first was the man who I am to now come to understand is your father. Scott Summers, codenamed Cyclops. Scott and I butted heads at first, but after he saw what I was there to do, not to exploit the mutant race, but to understand them in a way that only a human could, and a human who had the desire to bridge a gap between a secluded race and the resistance. We became fairly fast friends. Fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, Charles and I couldn't make the relationship last beyond 5 years. I had a calling, which brought me to the Enterprise. And it wasn't long after that that the tragedy struck, and Galactus came to destroy Krakoa. The Enterprise flew at warp speed to attempt to assist when the distress calls were sent, but as fast as this ship is, it was not fast enough. And even if it had been, most likely we would have been destroyed in the blast as well. There were records, which I understand you saw, of the destruction, and the assumption was your father was lost in the blast. It pleases me to know that Scott survived and has now brought you to me, somewhat full circle. Ironic. And now, our mission takes us to New Krakoa, eventually, where I'm going to have to face some old ghosts and the spirit of my dead lover. So, is that heavy enough for you? Probably more information than you needed.
So Jace caught the hoe. She likes bald guys. So he's gonna shapeshift so his head's bald and pull off the cloak and be like, don't worry, we're here for you.
Aren't you 12?
No.
Yes, he is. And he thinks like one as well.
That's my boy.
And she goes over to your 6 foot, I don't know if you're 12, but you're like 14, aren't you?
I think 14, yeah.
and she pats your 14-year-old bald head and gives it a little rub. And she says, if you don't mind, I have some more rounds that I need to make as we prepare to launch. Make yourselves at home. We'll be taking off probably in about 20 minutes or so. The captain is very punctual.
Okay. Thank you for the tour and the information.
Yeah, when she's out of eyesight, I'd be like, yeah, she likes me.
She's hot, but she's 40.
You know.
Everyone's got a type.
And as you guys are kind of getting settled in your quarters, the comms in each of your rooms sounds, and you hear Ellen Ripley's voice come over the intercom. Sorry to interrupt. You apparently have a visitor on the bridge.
She's talking to us?
Yeah. Yes, I'm talking to you. Please come to the bridge at your earliest convenience.
You can hear us?
Yes, these
Okay.
are two-way communicators.
Oh,
Wow.
guess you don't have to tap it. Okay. Well,
These were the actual comms in the actual room.
oh, okay.
So at
Gotcha.
your little terminal there that's in the room.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I thought you were talking about the chess communicators.
Sorry.
All right. All right, everybody, back to the bridge.
Who could be visiting
I know, who
us?
could we?
Hank McCoy, the Beast, is waiting for you as you come in, and he bounds over to you guys and kind of perches on the banister there. And Captain Picard goes, Hank, what have I told you? Oh, sorry. Sorry. I had to get here before departure. What I found, it's astonishing, to say the least. And he sets down his data pad, flipping through scans and gene sequencing data. Your genetic makeup, all of you, it's unique. You are mutants, yes, but there's more. Something woven through your DNA. Traces of the Phoenix Force.
What a who?
Usharia Lopes. Your father was bonded with it when you were conceived. I believe what this means is, well, it means that you and your family's potential far exceeds anything I've ever seen. You are the children of a cosmic flame that reshapes reality. That energy, that spark, lies dormant, mostly. But some of you may have already felt it stir. Ushari, I believe that your recent awakening, that vision of the multiverse, it may have been the result of a secondary mutation. I've gone through several myself. I didn't used to look like this. Originally, I had enlarged feet and big hands. Then the fur came, then the visage that you see that's more cat-like in appearance. I'm going to need to study this information more. As you continue your journey, I ask that you be careful. With the potential power that resides within each of you, eyes will be watching. And you already know that Doom is watching. But you may catch the eyes of others. I'll be in touch. Keep each other safe.
Keep each other secret.
And then he's gone. As he exits, you hear the voice of the Vision coming through the comms. All systems green, Captain. Warp integrity stable. Awaiting departure. Captain Picard steps to his chair once more and looks out toward the distant stars. Engage. And the ship hums to life, its core glowing softly. The view from the bridge stretches out as the stars distort and blur, and the Enterprise leaps forward, a silver arrow flying through the dark. Ahead of you lies, very far off in the distance, the Shadowverse, a region cloaked in mystery, and somewhere near its dark sun, the call of your next destination, the planet Noir, waits to be answered. So you have some time to kill. It's going to take probably 2 days of travel to reach your destination. What would you like to do while you are here on the Enterprise? You've got some time to talk amongst yourselves for sure, and perhaps do a little exploration.
Do they tell us about holodecks? Do they have holodecks?
Do you know what a holodeck is?
Well, I mean, did they mention a holodeck? Yeah.
Saw the sign on the elevator.
Yeah. Seriously, what's a holodeck? Hey, let's go check that out.
As you, well, yeah, so you see the sign as you exit. Commander Data is walking with you. He sees you, kind of point at the sign. What's the holodeck? And Data says, I understand that your people engage in recreational bonding exercises. Let me show you to the holodeck. It's quite an experience that you'll never forget.
Cool.
Okay.
So he leads you to a secure section of the ship and to a set of red double doors that stay closed. There's a keypad on the side. He goes over to the keypad and places his hand on it, and the doors open. The holodeck is a large cavernous chamber lined with honeycomb pattern emitter panels. At first glance, it appears to be nothing more than an empty room. He says, this is the holodeck. It responds to voice commands and contains an extensive archive of scenarios, training modules, recreational environments. Consider this your playground, or as I've heard some mutants refer to them, as your danger room. I'll leave you to it. You can request any simulation that comes to mind. And then he steps out of the room, the doors close behind you, or behind him.
I'm like, Mr. Holodeck, let's have like a cool beach.
And as soon as you say that, the panels begin to emit like rays of light, and all of a sudden you are standing on a pristine tropical beach with white sands and blue seas, tall palm trees, and kind of a rocky cove off to one side.
Nice.
There are birds flying overhead, fish swimming within view, crystal clear blue waters.
Do holodecks have smell-o-vision?
I think so, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you smell the salt of the air, yeah.
Seems so real.
Nice.
What should we do, guys?
Rock the beach.
What is the captain doing?
He's not with you right now.
Mhm.
He was still on the bridge when you guys left, so.
I'll head back to the bridge.
Okay.
Split the party. I'm gonna run for the water.
Mr. Holodeck, can we have a little bonfire over here?
And as you run for the water, your outfit changes into whatever sort of swimwear you can imagine. And yes, there's a bonfire that just appears for you.
Does Clag approve of this swimwear?
I don't know. Does Clag approve?
I dive in. Too late.
Um,
I'm going beach. I'm going swimming.
And you guys can come up with any scenarios that you want. And like I had mentioned to you before we started, you've got a lot of karma to spend. This would be a time to think about, maybe some new powers, maybe upping your abilities, anything like that. You've got 2 days essentially to use the holodeck to whatever means you see fit. So, if you choose to learn like a talent, normally it's like 1,000 karma points, I think, to learn a talent from someone that you know. Uh, and then it's like 2,000 for outside training. In the holodeck, it would only cost 1,000 for a new talent if you want to go that route. Everything else has its own kind of process, and like I said, we won't take the time in game to do that. If anybody wants to stick around afterwards, we can do that, or I can meet with you before the next session if you want to do that. But just some food for thought at least.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Griffin, you said you wanted to head back to the bridge and speak with the captain.
I didn't say I wanted to speak with the captain. I just wanted to head back towards the bridge where the captain was.
Oh, okay. All right. When you come back, let me pull this map up for the viewers here so they can kind of see what's going on. I'm going to pull the rest of the family out just to kind of clear some space here and kind of take you to kind of I'll put you all in the little room here, which is kind of the central gathering room for the family. Let's see, there's Larry, there's Jace, and Clag. There you go.
I'd like to be a little cautious about how I come back to the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, really all I'd like to do is send an ear ahead of me to be the first thing that comes into the bridge area.
Okay. And are you trying to eavesdrop?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, really, for the most part, it's really kind of just business as usual. There's very little small talk going on. And these folks that are on the bridge, and like there's more than just, say, Jameson and Ellen Ripley and Selvig that are on the bridge. There's other helmsmen, there's communications officers and the like. You just picture an episode of Star Trek, and that's basically what you got. They're all performing their jobs, and very little discussion. If something pops up on a screen or what have you, they may relay that to one another. The captain has gone off into his quarters at this point. He is not present.
Okay. And I would know that he's in his quarters.
You probably maybe pick it up through some of the conversation there on the bridge. Yeah.
And other than straight up knocking on his door, I don't see any other way to maybe sneak an ear or an eyeball into his quarters.
It would be probably pretty difficult. I mean, you could attempt it, but it would probably be a red feat, because more than likely what you would have to do, like your little eyeball trick that you did before.
Yeah.
Because of the structure of all the doors that lead from one place to another, there is very little space to be able to slip anything. Like if you were going to try to slip something under the door, you would have to probably separate your eyeball and then sever the eyeball into like a paper thin thing, and it would be very difficult to see.
Reconstruct it on the other side.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, if you could do that, yeah.
Look, listen, a little birdie told us right before coming onto this thing that, we're a little bit naive. And really all I'm looking to do is kind of get a temperature check on whether or not we have any reason to be suspicious in any way, shape, or form on this ship.
Okay. Well, you tell me how you want to go about doing that. We'll role play that out.
You say a red feat, you mean like a power stunt?
No, not a power stunt, but it'd be
Okay.
at least a red probably
Okay.
to be able to do what you're doing. I mean, I might bend a little bit and give you a yellow.
Okay, I will do that for anatomical separation. I'm assuming that's what I'd be rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's do that. Let's turn my eyeball into a slice of paper, and my ear for that matter. And I'll call Karma. Okay, I mean, like, listen, I can pull that up to yellow.
Okay. Yeah. So you send just a sliver of your eyeball under the door into the captain's quarters. And you find Captain Picard seated at a desk, at the head of the desk. It's a long table with 5 more chairs in addition to his chair. And he's got a tablet in front of him, and he's just kind of scanning through a few things. Now, it's hard for you to see, but you are able to kind of see him kind of scanning through what seems to be a star system, and you can see the title of it that says Shadowverse. Hopefully now you should see
Yes.
kind of a line out of the Shadowverse. So within the tablet, you see this image of the Shadowverse. There are 4 planets here within this galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
There's one called New Orleans, Neu Orleans. That's the closest to this dark sun. And looking at the sun, it's definitely like nothing you've ever seen before. It is this massive white star. Next to New Orleans is a ringed planet called Madripoor. And just beyond Madripoor is your destination, Planet Noir. And then finally, the furthest from the sun is a planet called Dark World. Looking at those planets, you can see that there are sword and shield logos on 2 of those. There is one on New Orleans, and there is one on Madripoor. The last 2 planets do not have a sword and shield mark on them. The one furthest from the sun, the Dark World, has a big red circle with a slash going through it. Which you may or may not have seen before, but the gist of it is, do not go here.
Okay.
He is going through another file. He kind of scans over and zooms in to the planet Noir. And he opens up a file on that planet that has the name James Howlett attached to it. There is an alias on there of Logan, an alias of the Wolverine, and an alias of Old Man Logan. This is the individual that you have been sent there to perhaps track down. The file is a mile long, and with your vision, it's kind of hard to make everything out. But the gist of it is this guy's a definite problem child. He definitely dances to the rhythm of his own drum, acts more often on his own rather than on orders from Sword and Shield. While he is technically an active member of the organization, he is an independent spirit. And often when he is sent on particular missions, he deviates greatly from them. He's one of the oldest members of Sword and Shield. He was a member of the X-Men. Apparently was present on Krakoa when it exploded. And survived. Picard pauses momentarily as he's kind of scanning through this, and he kind of lingers on a photograph of Old Man Logan. Doesn't look much younger in this photograph, but you can kind of tell it was taken some time ago. And Logan is dressed in basically the same, well, similar type of uniforms that Picard and the rest of the crew are dressed in. And he swipes right, and a photograph of what seems to be the original crew pops up. You don't recognize any of these folks, at least you, but as the player, you recognize some members of the original crew of the Next Generation. Commander Riker, Commander Worf, a young looking ensign, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and among them is Logan. So it looks as though Logan might have a direct connection to the crew. And as Picard is looking at that, he shakes his head a bit and he says, "You old bastard."
Okay, so he's just reminiscing at this point, just coming to grips with where we're going. Is really all I can really glean at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He puts the tablet down on the table, walks over to an old bookshelf made out of cherry wood. Looks like it was hand carved, hand built, and it is filled with leather-bound books. And he goes over and he kind of starts to flip through some of them, and he stops for a moment on one called Les Miserables. And then he moves his hand and pulls the one next to it, titled The Inferno. Monsters and angels wearing the same face. And he sits down and he begins to read, and he speaks to a machine in the corner, and he says, Earl Grey tea, piping hot. And it manifests a cup of tea for him. He goes over, grabs hold of it, sits down in an easy chair, and then begins to read.
Okay, I think I've seen like enough. At this point, I can probably just give him some privacy and yoink my eye back out
All right.
and my ear. Feeling like my curiosity is satiated, I return to the holodeck and see what kind of shenanigans people are getting up to.
All right.
So before you get back,
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna be like, I heard there's danger here. Let's see what kind of danger they got. Mister Holodeck, give me something dangerous that'll work on my grappling stuff. Not too dangerous, but a little dangerous. Make it a surprise.
You hear the voice of the Vision come across the intercom. I'm afraid you'll have to be a little more specific.
Something alien that's dangerous. I'm gonna have to grapple it. That I can grapple and train with.
All right. So
And give me a picture right now, GM. No, teasing.
on the beach, Thalia's out splashing in the water. Usharia is sunning herself, and Clag is just standing there fully clothed with his arms crossed.
Exactly.
You, Jace, hear the bushes off on the edge of the beach begin to rustle. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, this creature pops out. And it has this long, elongated head, and it is like jet black and has these gnashing pointy teeth, and it opens its mouth and another secondary mouth begins to come out of it. And I'm going to need you to roll a psyche feat, please.
Oh, psyche. Oh, okay. Let's see here.
Should have upped your psyche, man.
I know. maybe that'd be part of my training. Karma. Boom.
Oh, look at that!
100.
Go.
You're like, come on! Come on, you nasty beast! And we'll kind of fast forward through all of that, but you are fighting a xenomorph. And
I imagine a camera picture, a foreground, alien swimming and stuff. In the foreground, you see us going back and forth. Flag just sitting there going,
Flag is just sitting there, still arms crossed, going, that thing better be fake.
Awesome.
and you beat the xenomorph to oblivion, and then after it's all said and done, it reforms, and then it comes back with a top hat and cane and begins to do a dance for you.
Oh, Lord.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime
ragtime
gal.
gal.
Can I shape shift into it and match it?
Oh, at that, if he actually, when he does that, Clag just finally I can't take any more of this, and walks and hollers at Thalia, don't drown. And
Jason be
leaves,
like, the holodeck is so cool.
and leaves the holodeck.
So I've wandered as far as I can away from that nonsense down the beach, if possible. And I whisper, Holodeck, can you make a person?
Yes, I can make a person.
And I look around. Can you make Scott Summers?
Searching databases. And are you still swimming?
No, I've wandered down the sand.
Okay,
the
down the
beach.
sand. Okay. All right. From the sand, a figure begins to form in front of you. And you see a much younger version of your great grandfather. He is dressed in mostly blue, kind of a tight fitting uniform with yellow accents and a yellow visor with a red pane of like ruby glass that runs along the front of it.
He just standing there?
Mm-hmm. Basically waiting for you to speak.
Yes. So I walk up and I'm looking at him and I'm walking around him and just looking at him, getting a closer look. And then I stop in front of him again and just look. Are you're Scott Summers and you're my grandfather, right?
And you can see the hologram kind of reel back, almost like it's thinking a bit. Yes, I am. Thalia.
Oh. You don't know me, do you?
I don't, but I'd love to learn a little bit more about you.
And I look around, see if they have noticed yet.
You've probably walked far enough, more than likely, to, maybe they see a figure with you, but making out who or what that is from this distance, probably not. And it's strange here because, you're really only about 10 feet from them.
I know.
But
I'm trying to figure that out.
But the holodeck figures out ways to make your senses kind of expand.
Will you show me the Blindfather?
I'm aware of the name, but I am not familiar with what he is supposed to look like. But I think maybe I might be able to give you at least a close simulation. You tell me how this looks. And then he changes. And he kind of looks a little bit like Clint Eastwood, which is close.
Yeah.
to kind of the way that I visualized the elder Scott Summers.
Yeah.
So tall, and he's still got the visor on, which you're not familiar with. He only had, the blindfold, your whole time that you knew him. Never once saw it off of him until he actually blew it off with the power of the Phoenix Force.
So I say he wore a blindfold.
Ah, all right. And then it turns into basically a wrap of gauze, which is very similar to what he wore.
Yeah. And I just look at him for a moment. And then I launch myself at him and just give him a massive hug.
And he embraces you back.
Aww.
And there's something about this that to your brain doesn't 100% compute, because you know that this is not real. You know it's a hologram or it's a trick of the light or whatever this magic is. But you feel warmth coming off of him. And whether it's your brain that's filling it in or some sort of technology that is letting you feel that, it doesn't really matter, because that memory of being held in his arms comes back to you in this moment.
Holodeck's pretty damn good.
And he returns the hug and holds you tight, and he says, I feel like you really needed this, kiddo.
Sobbing.
I wish I knew more that I could tell you, but I mean, I think you know what I am. But we've got a couple of days, kid.
Can you help us train? Can you help us get better?
Yeah, whatever it takes. And I can help you heal if you need to.
Oh. I would like that. You're gonna make me cry. Travis. I'm getting myself up for this one. Good.
And we'll kind of fade to black. But you've got, time here to be able to do stuff like that, and to kind of heal old wounds, and to create maybe new memories as well. So we'll kind of leave that for a moment, and I'll ask the rest of you guys that haven't done anything in particular just yet, Usharia and Clag. Is there anything that you guys want to do in the downtime?
On this very special episode of Marvel Galaxies.
Go ahead, Chrissy.
I have a little bit of technology hyper invention, and if I can figure out a way to tap into the Holodeck's system to enable it to tap into my system, I'd like to show the family some of the vision I had only been able to poorly explain to them, so that they all can see it at some point with popcorn.
And that would be something that you would probably need to speak with Commander Data about. If anyone here on the ship would be able to accomplish that, he would probably be the one. Maybe even Selvig. Selvig could probably pitch in on that, but between the three of you, you'll be able to do that without a problem. So yeah, you can share your vision with the rest of the family so that they can really see it firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything in particular in that vision that you really want to focus on? Anything that you want to talk to them about?
Not really, but I think that if we're able to make that happen the first evening, then on the second evening, because I can use this every once in a while, I might use precognition to show them whatever I might see about where we're headed. And potentially something from what they had seen of my vision might resonate with what we're about to see. So
okay, all right.
That's what I'm heading towards, maybe tomorrow night.
Okay. Okay. Clag, what do you want to do?
I'll walk out of the holodeck, and we'll just look around and go, ship, where can I find a drink?
And it responds by lighting up a light down the hallway from you. You see the light, and you can feel as though it is directing you in a particular direction.
Oh, Lord, you've got to be kidding me. I'll walk in that direction.
All right, so there's a couple of different hallways that it kind of leads you down. and then eventually leads you to another set of red double doors. They're all starting to look alike now. But it opens up into a rather kind of spacious room with lots of tables that are kind of spread about and a long bar. Directly behind the bar, there's a woman dressed in green that has kind of a flat top hat on her head, short, ebony skin, long dreadlocks spilling out from underneath the hat.
I'll walk up to the bar.
Well, you're new.
Yes. I was hoping for possibly a bit of charity. We're on the ship, and I'm in dire need of some cultured refreshment. I haven't had any in a long time, but I have no way to pay for it.
Well, you'll be happy to know that everything's charity on the Enterprise.
Oh, Lord, you are my favorite person I've met this week. Can I get just a wine, a wonderful full-bodied wine, something that doesn't taste like horse piss?
Deep red?
Yes.
Computer, let's fix this man
Some grape juice.
a nice
Hush.
a nice Merlot. Circa stardate 16492. And this little magical box in the side of the wall just manifests a glass of wine for you. There you go. You asked for it.
That's real?
Oh, it's real. Just as real as you and me.
Reach over.
Take a
Smell it.
sniff.
Yeah.
It smells so good.
Take a sip.
Quite possibly the best wine you've ever tasted.
I don't want to know what kind of sorcery this is. Just let me enjoy the moment. And stop. I'm sorry. I'm being very rude. I'm Clag, and you are.
Guinan.
Pleasure to meet you, Guinan. Going to be rather blunt about something. Can you politely tell me what the fuck is going on here?
What do you mean exactly?
What? I feel like I'm in a dream. That this is the oddest. Would you hear of ships that are built for a purpose? This obviously isn't a recreational vehicle. This is a purpose ship. Why is everything here so clean and nice and organized?
Well, if you'll pardon me for just 1 second. And she reaches over to your, to kind of the breast of your cloak, and she pinches you hard.
Oh,
Okay, just wanted to prove to you it's not a dream. You're really here. You're on a starship.
okay.
Now, I don't know much about you, but I heard we were transporting some guests. Some newcomers to Sword and Shield. I'm assuming that's probably you.
Yes, unless there are others. Yes, that is my situation.
So, you're not from around these parts, I take it.
I'm not even sure I'm from this time.
Well, that's maybe the first time I've heard somebody admit that.
Well, seems to appear that the gentleman that I thought was my grandfather would have been about my age, as you would know him, and is possibly dead. It's a lot to wrap my head around, and this wine is helping, definitely.
Well, there's more where that came from. Do you mind? I am on the clock, but I think Captain Picard would probably forgive me. Computer, another glass. And she reaches over and she says, "Cheers to you
Oh, cheers to you.
and your family.
Oh, why, thank you.
I'm sorry for the loss, I assume, of your grandfather."
Yes, it 'tis a long story. And apparently he has died twice, so, do you have any experience with, like, multiple dimensions or timelines or anything like that?
There's always been a lot of talk about it on this ship, but we found no evidence of it.
Who on the ship might have been talking about it?
Oh, Selvig, he flaps his mouth all the time. He likes to brag about all the different possibilities that are out there. But we've yet to find a single one.
That, okay. It's very interesting. So what, apparently we're going to this planet called Noir. Are you familiar with it?
Yes, it's one of Captain Picard's favorite haunts.
Why is that?
He's a bit of a bookworm. Uh, One of his favorite characters from the novels that he reads is a character called Sam Spade.
Okay,
Uh,
haven't heard of him.
Noir is not a place for most folks to want to go to vacation, but it's the first on Picard's list.
Okay, and so why on earth would Old Man Logan? Do you know him?
Oh, that's a name I haven't heard in a while. You mean James. James Howlett. That's what we called him back then.
Okay, it's we're supposed to be finding Old Man Logan there.
Well, good luck with that. He likes not to be found most of the time.
Oh, great. So we're going to a planet that we've never been to before, a place that people really don't want to go, to find somebody that doesn't want to be seen or found.
What do you want with my old friend James?
Um, we are supposed to find him. Um, and I guess bring him back. I mean, what can you tell me about him that might be helpful?
Well, if you've been tasked to bring him back, he'd better want to come back. Because if he doesn't want to come back, he ain't coming back.
Okay. And what would make him hard to come back, to bring back? I mean, obviously, he's a mutant with some sort of powers. What powers does he have?
An enhanced healing ability. I know that for a fact.
Okay, we've
And
got one of those.
really sharp claws.
Oh, we don't have those.
And if an extremely bad attitude is a mutant power, he's got that in spades.
Eh. Okay. Doesn't seem too bad. I mean, my family has we're quite talented. I don't want to, sound arrogant, but we've been through a lot and have brought down quite a few people I wasn't sure we could. So,
Well, it
if
sounds like you'd fit in pretty well with Logan.
well, if you were going to get him and bring him back, what would you do?
Offer him a beer first.
Beer? Okay. It's not my drink, but I've got a couple people that do like a brew every now and then. And then,
Cross your fingers and stick your head between your legs and potentially kiss your ass goodbye if he's still in a bad mood.
oh, and he's in a perpetual bad mood, I assume.
More and more so these days, yeah. I think ever since the loss of Krakoa, he's been on a bit of a bender.
How did he survive?
I told you he has a really good healing factor.
Then again, my grandfather survived as well.
Survived Krakoa?
Yes. I mean, he had to. He had us.
You're you're talking about Summers.
Yes.
Huh. I'll be damned.
Can get another glass of wine? Um, Starting to hit me a little bit because I haven't had any in a while, and I'm drinking it rather fast. I'll just. What can you tell me about the Phoenix Force?
That is probably a little bit out of my purview. I
Okay.
I know enough to know that it was one of the most dangerous energies in the universe. It's it rivals the power of Galactus, the world destroyer, the entity that was sent to Krakoa to destroy it.
What it's an energy. What does it do?
Well, it's more than just an energy. It too, like Galactus, is an entity, but an
Ah,
entity fixated on destruction and chaos. Rumor or legend has it that it was here at the beginning of the universe.
huh. Interesting.
And in being here at the creation of the universe, perhaps means that it is older than the universe itself, which means that this god, Emperor Doom, didn't create it.
That could be why he's after us.
Doom's got his eye on you.
Oh yeah. He ah. I don't know if he's watching us right now. Hopefully he's not. But he's the reason we're on the run. He destroyed our planet, killed our grandfather. Well, Galactus did. And now we're trying to find the rest of our family, and that's why we have to go get Old Man Logan so that they'll take us to the rest of our family.
Now that's starting to make a little bit more sense. Logan's a tracker, that's for sure. And if you're looking for somebody, there's probably nobody better that can probably help you find them.
Well, I guess I should get back to my family. They're destroying each other on the holodeck or something.
Sounds like a normal thing on this ship.
Yes, but it's been a pleasure. I'm sure I'll be back. And hopefully you will be here.
Clag, you're an interesting cat.
And you're an interesting flat-headed human.
The head isn't flat underneath this. It's just my style, babe.
It's a choice. It really is a choice.
I'll try not to take offense to that.
No offense meant. Didn't say it was a bad choice.
Nice shirt, by the way.
Oh, thank you. You have yourself a wonderful evening.
All right. So after an evening in the holodeck and at the bar with Guinan, you guys start to kind of get a little bit sleepy and find slumber. And I'm going to ask each of you to roll a psyche feat for me, please.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh. Can I just use my outroll?
Karma.
Yeah, karma.
God.
Karma. Oh, shit.
Couple of whites in there, but
I can take it to a green at least.
all of you called karma, right?
Yeah.
All right, so for those of you that got a green, nice job there, Sally.
I'm sorry, I'm still rolling as Sally.
just click on
Yeah, I was gonna say that was not me, but I'll take it.
Exactly, it is you now.
Thanks, Christy.
Those of you that rolled greens, well, I'm going to back that up. Those of you that rolled reds, you sleep fine. There's no issues. Anybody that rolled a yellow, who rolled yellows? Nobody? Everybody else was green? Okay, so those of you that rolled greens. Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna say the first time, because what did you get, Thalia?
7. White.
Okay,
You were the last one to roll.
but I think I rolled 3 times.
Yeah,
because
there's 3 Thalias in a row.
it just looked like you.
Oh, and there's a
Right.
green Thalia up there too. There's
There's
4
3
Thalia
in a row?
rolls.
I think so. The first time that I did it,
I only see 2.
now I see 3.
I see 3.
One of
I
us got
see-
a yellow.
That's so weird. I see Jace's 100. I see Clint. I see Thalia.
I see Thalia 54.
Oh, there's the Thalia. Never mind.
Yeah, Thalia got yellow.
And I don't know
white,
what I
and
rolled.
red, because we're in the multiverse.
Okay.
Very
So,
Italian here.
Sorry.
Thalia, you have a bad dream about
I'm sure I do.
about the Blindfather.
Yeah.
And you're witnessing that moment on New Haven where everything went white and he destroyed the heralds of Galactus and fell to the ground. And then you looked into his eyes and saw the empty pits that were burning with the embers of the fire, that he had just expunged.
Mm-hmm.
And from within those crevices, you see a hand that juts out of it and grabs hold of your face and brings you into it as though to try to consume you. And the face of that Pennywise the clown
Mm-hmm.
appears once again. And you're immediately shocked awake.
Okay.
For those of you that got greens, you again find yourselves back on New Haven just like you had before, but just in different places. The feel of it is very, very similar to the nightmare that you had while you were on the back of the Akanti. You can feel the energy of that evil wanting to break through. And you feel hands coming up out of the floors, coming out of the walls, and grabbing a hold of you and pulling you back into some sort of darkness. And as it pulls you closer and closer, and you're becoming more and more enveloped in it, you hear a voice that says, "The first one was a test. I still am watching you. You think it's doom, but it's not. I'll see you again, soon. And when we meet, you're going to meet some more friends of mine. I'll keep trying for you. But together, you might be a little bit too powerful for my minions. But it's not the minions that you're going to meet when we meet again. I look forward to it." And then it lets you go. And then you're startled awake. And as you're startled awake, you hear the comms bloop, go live. "Attention, everyone. We have a slight emergency here on the bridge. Captain Picard, a distress signal has been detected in the outer rim of the Shadowverse system. Origin, planet New Orleans. Source, automated beacon. Frequency, local planetary emergency channel." And you can hear the whisk of the doors kind of in the range of your quarters all begin to open, and footsteps quickly heading in the direction of the bridge.
I would like to go to the bridge.
Yeah, I'm jumping out of bed.
Yeah,
All
me
right.
too.
You guys enter the bridge, and it's kind of a buzz of activity when you arrive. Picard comes out of his quarters. "Family, it's good to see you. Now you get to see us in action. New Orleans. Curious. Sword and Shield only has one operative there that I'm aware of, Monica Rambeau. Do we have confirmation that this distress signal is coming from her?" Data, who's seated at one of the consoles, runs his fingers across the surface with machine precision. "No, Captain. The signal is not being transmitted from any registered Sword and Shield device. It is utilizing obsolete Starfleet technology, pre-unification era. Other than the Enterprise and a few legacy vessels, that equipment has either been destroyed or decommissioned. I seem to remember there was once a Starfleet base on New Orleans. long before my commission, destroyed when I was still in the academy, disguised as an old riverboat in the bayous near an old township, Vusalence. Ripley steps forward at this point, tapping controls at the auxiliary panel. Signal sounds urgent, Captain. Repeating distress, no response on open channels. And, Captain, there's something else. Odd audio. Music, I think. Can you isolate and play it? Ripley routes the signal through the bridge speakers, and a crackle of radio static surges across the intercom. And then, faint but unmistakable, the rattling accordion and washboard rhythms of some strange music begin to emerge. It's fast-paced and driven by an almost manic energy. Percussion, fiddle, accordion, and a scrubboard rhythm section blending with foot-stomping syncopation. The sound is distorted and warbling like an old vinyl record played the wrong speed, drifting through murky waters. Amidst the music is a male singer's voice, full of urgency, but the language is unintelligible, warped, foreign, not exactly recognizably human. And Picard frowns. Zydeco music. And he looks at the family. Traditional ethnic sound from the bayous of New Orleans. But that voice, what language is that? I'll have you guys make an intuition roll. So who got the highest roll? We have a couple of yellows on there, so it looks like Thalia and Usharia. Correct?
Yep.
Okay. So, I'm going to share screen again. All right, so I'm going to click play here. And this is what, well, number one, the two of you realize that this is actually playing in reverse. And that's why nobody can understand. The music sounds like it's going the right way, but the voice is going backwards. And with a few clicks of a few buttons, Selvig is able to kind of reverse the vocals on this, and this is what you hear.
The deck is full, beware the hand. The 13th card brings none who stand. No fortune told, no fate you own, just silence cold and seeds unsown. The fool steps light, the magus speaks. The tower falls when the shadow seeks. The lovers break, the devil laughs. Death walks the edge between the paths. Draw not the card that has no face. It comes uncalled, it leaves no trace. It is not drawn by mortal hand. It finds its mark in every land. A shadow walks in sacred thread. It stitches dreams and wakes the dead. The circle closes when it's red, and when it turns, there's only dread. The 13th card, it has no name. It waits in dark it plays no game. If drawn in blood, or fear, or breath, it means one thing, the hand of death.
Sounds scary.
Data chimes in. I've traced the signal. You were correct in your assumption, Captain. It originates from the remains of the decommissioned Starfleet base. Coordinates match the Bayou Belle, a showboat converted into a command post. According to surviving records, however, the vessel was lost during the early collapse of the Starfleet systems, now submerged beneath approximately 20 feet of river water outside Vaucellence. Picard turns to Selvig and he says, "Do we have confidence in the ship's spacesuits for underwater submersion?" Selvig rubs his temple and mutters under his breath before answering, "They're good, but tested for space, not pressure gradients. Could be dangerous under the water. Lots of ways for that to go wrong."
Pardon the interruptions for a second. Griffin, did you have a dream?
I did. I did have a dream.
What was your dream?
I was back in New Haven, but it was different. It wasn't. It was dark. It was darker than what we know New Haven to be.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
There was a voice. There was a voice speaking of a meeting, and that it's the it wasn't doom that we needed to be mindful of.
I had the same dream. Captain Picard, this is most likely a trap being set for us, I would think.
Or you.
By Doom or whoever is out to get us, because now he's saying he's not Doom, so.
Miss Ripley, hail Monica Rambeau planetside for us, please. And she clicks a button. Monica Rambeau, please respond. Agent Rambeau, are you there? No answer, Captain. Well, whether this is a trap or not, I and my crew are bound to investigate this distress signal.
Understood.
Unfortunately, I'm not entirely certain how we're going to do that if it's submerged under 20 feet of water. Usharia, make a reason feat for me, or intuition, whichever's higher. Green. You still have those blue water crystals from Hyboria that let you breathe underwater.
Mm-hmm.
You can decide whether or not you want to share that with with anybody.
Are you in the room?
I'm on the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't hear that you came out.
Yes, we have the crystals.
Oh, yes. We have a solution for you, Captain.
Don't tell me you
Wait.
can breathe underwater.
Naturally, yes. That's one of our the traits of our families, and there's no special token or trinket that we need in order to perform this feat. We're just amazing that way.
Yes, Captain. We are able to breathe underwater with these crystals that Prince Namor gave us, not due to our natural abilities.
And yet you seem to believe that this is a trap set for you and your family?
It's very possible. He knows where we are now, since he spoke to us.
Who's he?
That's a good
Mm,
question.
We're not sure now.
Yeah, we thought it was Doom, but now we're not so sure.
We've been able to handle everything he's thrown at us so far. Although this time he threatened to bring out his big baddies rather than his minions.
Well, suppose it's against my better judgment, but under the circumstances, I don't know that I have much choice. Would you and your family be willing to accompany an away team, planetside on New Orleans, to see if we can get to the bottom of whatever is sending this distress signal?
We've been sent along to help. Griffin? Shall we help?
Sure, why not? If it's a trap, let's just go right into it and bust it up.
Sounds like a good plan to me. Perhaps we can find out more about who is after us.
Well, excellent. Then let's not waste time. Prepare for planetary descent. We're going to find out who, or what, is calling from the deep. Commander Data, Lieutenant Commander Jameson, you're with me, and the children of the Blindfather. Prepare the transporter. Now, Usharia, before we call it for tonight, do you want to do your premonition before you go?
Yeah, but next time, right?
I don't know. I might be able to ad lib something. We'll see.
I don't know. How are people feeling?
Do it. Do it.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead and make your roll.
Get in the holodeck, everybody. Okay. So
To the
this
holodeck.
is for precognition. And I'll use karma.
Ooh, good thing. You see a city enveloped in darkness. Now that you've kind of come out of hyperspace, you can see the sun, the dark sun that illuminates this section of the universe. And even through like the windows here that look out into space, it changes kind of the colors on the interior of the ship, and everything it's like somebody turned the saturation down, and you see a vision of a swampy land on the outskirts of what seems to be potentially a well-populated, smaller city. The buildings are narrow and tall, maybe about 3-4 stories apiece, and all kind of tightly compacted. There are a lot of cemeteries around this place. The water in this river, this bayou, is murky and green, and you can't see through it. You see a lone street with a singular vehicle parked kind of cattywampus in the middle. And 2 women are standing next to this car. And it fast forwards and you see the expulsion of what seems to be some sort of mystic energy coming out of a fountain. You see a bride and groom. You see a wailing woman. You see a deteriorating cathedral in a storm with lightning flashing and a pair of gargoyles perched on top that slowly flap their wings.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see the face of a man with dark ebony skin wearing a purple suit and a large, tall, velvet top hat. And his face is painted in the visage of a skull. And he looks at you and he smiles. And he winks. And he says, "I'll be seeing you soon, Cher." And your vision ends.
Our future takes us to New Orleans.
All right, so that will be our official cliffhanger for next session.
Woohoo!
Do another one. That was cool. Let's do it
Another
again.
one! Another! Say
Again,
another!
Dad, again!
When the deck is full, beware the hand. The 13th card brings none who stand. No fortune told, no fate you own, just silence cold and seeds unsown. The fool steps light, the magus speaks. The tower falls when the shadow seeks. The lovers break, the devil laughs. Death walks the edge between the paths. Draw not the card that has no face. It comes uncalled, it leaves no trace. It is not drawn by mortal hand. It finds its mark in every land. A shadow walks in sacred thread. It stitches dreams and wakes the dead. The circle closes when it's red, and when it turns, there's only dread. The 13th card, it has no name. It waits in dark, it plays no game. If drawn in blood, or fear, or breath, it means one thing, the hand of death.